Josh hates me. I'm not even going to be able to meet him in heaven anymore because he just hates me. I killed him.
Amber, stop talking like that.
Push my husband and make him fall out the window. I wish I could just go back and know that if I pushed him, it was going to happen.
Amber, quit saying you pushed him out the window.
On June 7th, 2011, Amber and her husband Josh Hilberling got into a heated argument. Just minutes later, Josh fell out of their apartment window in downtown Tulsa, Oklahoma, falling 17 stories to his death. But just when you think the tragedy is over, another occurs. Amber admitted to pushing him, but was it an accident or was it intentional? Our deepest sympathy to the family, friends, and loved ones of Josh and Amber Hilberling, who have suffered a tremendous loss. Amber Hilberling was born on October 1, 1991 in Joplin, Missouri, to parents Rhonda Whitlock and Brian Whitlock. When Amber was just 3 months old, her family relocated to Tulsa, Oklahoma. She reportedly has 5 siblings. Those around her described her as a good student who enjoyed a number of activities, including soccer, volleyball, track, and dancing. Amber was also a member of the Future Farmers of America and was interested in beauty, makeup, and fashion, especially shoes. In 2010, Amber met a man named Joshua Hilberling. The pair hit it off and married that same year. After the wedding, they moved to Fairbanks, Alaska, where Josh was stationed in the Air Force. Things went downhill quickly when Josh got kicked out of the Air Force for substance use and Amber became pregnant around the same time. And shortly after, they moved into Unit 2509 at the University Club Tower in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where they lived on the 25th floor. Amber was 7 months pregnant when they moved to the apartment. Many neighbors have stated that they heard yelling and fighting coming from Hilberling's apartment quite often. Although the couple had great moments together, once they began living together, tension between the two began to grow. One day, after a fight, Joshua Hilberling filed for a protective order against his wife, claiming she had thrown a lamp at him, resulting in a cut that needed stitches and staples. On June 7, 2011, Armando Rosales, a maintenance worker, had arrived at the apartment to fix a window that had previously been broken in the bedroom. Allegedly, a few days prior, Josh became angry after an argument with Amber and threw a laundry basket at the window, causing it to crack. On that day, when Armando arrived, he reported that the couple were visibly upset, and it seemed like they'd been arguing prior to his arrival. He went to the balcony of the bedroom, where he began the repairs. On that day, Joshua Hilberling had planned to leave and even had packed his bags with all his belongings. Josh's father, Patrick, said that Josh called him and told him he was planning to leave. Josh told Patrick that he couldn't stop Amber from taking pills while pregnant, and he couldn't watch her anymore. Josh supposedly called his father to ask him for a ride, but Patrick couldn't get off work to pick him up. While the maintenance worker was in a separate room fixing the window, he stated that he heard what sounded like running and then a loud crash. Upon hearing the screaming, he left the bedroom for the living room to see what had happened. When he reached the living room, there was no one there at first, but a few seconds later, Amber appeared yelling, "My husband fell out of the window. I pushed him. He's probably dead." Armando then began to calm her down and brought her downstairs. When she saw his body, she ran up to him and turned him over. Amber was hysterical. Meanwhile, a neighbor called 911 to report the incident.
Police department?
Yes, I just saw someone jump out of their window out of probably the 17th, 19th floor of the University Club Tower apartments at 17th and Denver.
The name of that place is University
Club. the glass broke and he fell down.
Okay, I'll get...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17th floor.
Wow, 17th floor. All right, sir. We got help on the way then.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
When the paramedics arrived at the scene, they found Josh lying on his stomach on top of the 8th floor parking garage. She asked the paramedics to please fix him and said she had pushed him and that he had fallen out of the window. However, it was too late for the paramedics to attempt anything to save Josh. It apparently took nearly 3 seconds for him to make impact with the ground after falling from the 25th floor. 23-year-old Josh Hilberling died on impact. From the crime scene, Amber was transported along with her grandmother, who had arrived at the scene, to the police station. They were taken to an interview room and left alone. After leaving the pair alone, the police turned on the recording unit. Neither Amber nor her grandmother knew they were being recorded.
I shouldn't be here. Josh is dead. And I'm here. I didn't just lose my husband. Jeannie and Patrick lost their son. Zach lost his brother. His grandma. His poor grandma's gonna have a heart attack when she finds out that her little Josh is gone. All I kept seeing, like, I just held his broken body. I just kept looking at him.
In the beginning of the police footage, Amber is obviously distraught, and there are probably 1,000 things running through her mind at that moment, and her grandmother is trying to comfort her.
Amber,
I can't.
I'm not saying that you're
I
guilty.
can't believe this.
Listen to me. What I'm saying is that there's a lot of things at stake that people are going to be doing their jobs. Patrick and them, you know they are going to come after you with everything they got. Okay. You know that. So you've got to fight for that one, and you got to fight for yourself.
But who fights for Josh?
He's in better. Listen to me. He's in God's.
He's gonna be fine.
Amber. He's in God's hands right now.
In the next segment, Amber's grandmother is trying to tell her not to say anything incriminating until her attorney arrives. However, she's completely submerged in her thoughts and emotions. She's struggling to stay calm. Watch what happens next.
You just don't understand how things work. You just don't say nothing until your attorney gets here. Okay?
So we're gonna be here for like hours.
Yeah, it'll probably be a long night. But you don't say nothing until your attorney gets here. When they come in, just say, I don't want to say nothing until my attorney gets here. Okay? Don't slip any other way. You just have to stick to that. Because they are, listen to me, they are going to poke you.
I just want to be with Josh. I just want to die.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Amber, you got that baby there.
But this is Josh's baby.
That's right, that's Josh's baby. That's the only thing that Josh has got, is that baby.
He's supposed to be here. I'm such a bad person.
Amber.
No, I don't deserve to live. I don't deserve to be a mom. Josh deserves to be a dad. And Josh isn't even a person anymore.
You can't talk like that.
I'm so sorry.
And you can't talk like that in front of them. You gotta hold it together, baby.
I can't stop seeing Josh fall. I just want to be back in bed, laying with him. That's never gonna happen again.
Still unaware that she's been recorded, Amber began to confess to her grandmother of what she has done, inadvertently admitting to the crime. Listen closely to what she says.
Josh hates me. I'm not even gonna be able to meet him in heaven anymore because he just hates me. I can't him.
Amber, stop talking like that.
What kind of person am I?
You're a loving person that has been abused by Josh just as well.
No, I'm a horrible person who could do that. Who could do that? Push my husband and make him fall out the window. I wish I could just go back and know that if I pushed him, it was gonna happen.
Amber, quit saying you pushed him out the window. Did you intentionally?
No,
Okay.
of course not.
Okay, that's what they're gonna take it as, baby. That's why I said everything that you say, they're gonna in a different matter.
For the rest of my life, everyone's gonna think I'm a murderer. My family, my whole family.
Amber, we don't think that, baby.
All of Tulsa's gonna know. I just want to go back. Please, I just want to go back and just not push him, just catch him, something. I'm so sorry.
Later that day, in an interview, Amber told the police that Josh grabbed her shoulders and she pushed him away by placing her hands on his chest. This push led him to fall through the window. What do you think? Innocent accident or deliberate act? Is it possible to accidentally push someone out of a window? Is it possible that a pregnant woman accidentally push a 200-pound man out of a window? Let's take a look. Amber and Josh's marriage was on rocky grounds. We know this as Josh filed a protection from abuse order 2 weeks prior to the incident. But this order was dismissed 2 weeks later when the couple failed to show up at court. There was evidently a history of tension in the relationship. Amber had struck Josh with a lamp, from which he was required to have stitches and staples. This was the incident that led to Josh filing for protection from abuse order. One theory is that Josh was trying to leave the relationship and had his bag packed, sparking the fatal fight. In addition to the frequent fighting, Amber was using pills. Another reason Josh may have wanted to end the relationship. A neighbor testified that at the moment of the incident, she heard a running, a loud crash, and then a woman screaming. Information that seems to be consistent with the theory that Amber charged across the floor and rammed into Josh, propelling him through the window. Amber did, after all, admit to pushing Josh. A firefighter who responded to the scene encountered Amber standing over Josh's body. He testified that Amber said, "I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to push him out the window." So she's guilty, right? She's admitted that she pushed him. Not so fast. Maybe not. We mentioned that there is tension in the relationship, but the issues weren't just one-sided. According to the US Air Force file, Josh had attempted to break one of Amber's implants, and the substance use wasn't just Amber's, but Josh as well. Josh actually sold pills, and this is what their argument had been about in the first place. The University Club Tower apartment building that the couple lived in was built in 1966. It is believed that the glass that Josh fell through was original and had never been replaced. It was also not laminated or tempered safety glass, and the glass becomes more fragile over time. In addition to the glass being weak, how well the glass is held in place is important. The gasket around the window had also deteriorated over time. Because of these, it is highly likely that the window didn't offer as much protection as we would assume. This was later used as a strong case for the defense. But how did he fall through the window? According to Amber, he grabbed her and she pushed him. But at this point, he would have still been 4 to 6 feet away from the window. Amber added that he then tripped over his own feet. Well, considering that Josh was 6'5" and 200 pounds, it's possible that his falling body could generate enough force to break through the window. Also, as Josh was falling, he most likely tried to regain his balance, which could have caused his feet to move faster, slamming him through the window as a result. Was it self-defense? Or is she guilty of intentionally pushing her husband out of a window? That is what the jury would have to decide. Amber was then offered a plea deal of 5 years in prison with 15 years of probation if she admitted to the guilt of her husband. However, Amber rejected the deal. She said she would never admit to her husband because she didn't intentionally mean to. She was then released on a bond of $250,000, but it was revoked 6 months later after she failed 2 drug tests and failed to charge her ankle monitor on 10 different occasions. In 2013, Amber Hilberling was convicted of second-degree and sentenced to 25 years in prison. However, just 3 years into her prison sentence, Amber was found dead inside her prison cell. She had hung herself. An autopsy showed that she had methamphetamine in her system. The day before her death, she posted a letter addressed to Tulsa's Channel 8 executive producer Amy Sullivan. It was in response to the station's request to talk with Amber about her story and life behind bars. She obviously had a story she wanted to share. Her parents say it is proof she didn't take her own life. So did Amber take her own life? Or is there something more sinister going on? Now, with both the victim and the person convicted of the crime dead, we are still left with the question, is Amber Hilberling truly guilty? In the interrogation room, when they thought that no one was listening, she appears to be taking responsibility, in turn incriminating herself, but it's possible she just feels guilty. There were no witnesses, and Amber was convicted based on her own statement. And what about Josh and Amber's baby? Amber's family has had custody of her and Josh's son Levi since she was sent to prison, with a relationship between the two families being complicated since their deaths. Each family accuses the other of being the cause of the incident. Each parent became protective and defended their own, claiming the other party was the more aggressive one. Although found guilty by a jury in 2013 of intentionally pushing her husband Joshua to his death, Amber denied it to the end. So what do you think? Is Amber Hilberling guilty? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Also, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get notified each time we reveal a new shocking case. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.